Hello, ladies and gentlemen, friends of all ages. This is going to be a short video on how I get audio behind my drone shots and sync it up. So it'll be two parts. One here at location in Cartersville. I'm expecting a train soon. And part two in editing. Okay, with both cameras set up, which I usually put the one on the tripod, which I call A camera, facing the direction the train is coming from, and B camera on the C-stand facing the direction he's headed. In this case, it'll be southbound. Both cameras on the ground are already recording. The drone is already powered up, and so with the camera recording A camera, which is facing the direction the train is coming from, I take the remote, hold it up in front of the screen. The record beep is recorded on the A camera. If I make a mistake, I stop the recording and start again. And then I get back and prepare for the train to arrive. So just a second about the cameras I use. I use Canon G7X with the external microphone, Movo, the Ulanzi clamp, a Matthews C-stand, and some sandbags. This sandbag's a little smaller. It's actually filled with metal shot. I have all my gear here set up to go. Charging station, drone remote. Drone is in the foam here. So it's already unfolded, ready to go. Just hit the button while these cameras are already set up on tripods. Here I am at another location. There's a northbound coming, and sometimes I have to reset the recording. The drone is already in the air. Okay, this is part two. I am back home. I'm taking the cards out of the cameras and the batteries at the same time. This is actually the file still in DaVinci loaded from the last video I edited, and you can see the different tracks. The top row is the drone footage. The second row is A camera, along with the sound. And third is B camera and its partnered sound. So sometimes I use the horn blast waveform to line it up, sync it up by zooming in, getting that cursor right at the beginning. I can move it and get it right lined up. So I have all three cards, two from the cameras, one from the drone. I'm gonna create a folder, and I start with the year 2024, the month 7, and the day is the 23rd. And then I put a little note, and in the case of train videos, I do the towns. And so I got one today in Cartersville and one in Ackworth. I start copying the files into that folder. So I also make a card for each train. So CSX, I don't know the train symbol, so it's just gonna be engine numbers. Then it's the direction and type. So southbound, mixed freight or manifest, mixed for short. And then next is the town, Cartersville, Georgia. The WNA sub. And Cartersville, that was about milepost 47.5. And it was 7:23:24. And I'll add the engine numbers once I'm looking at the video. That card is done. The drone card is done copying. So next is on the cameras. And now the B camera card or final card. Now sometimes, because two cameras of the same type, the file name could conflict when you try to copy it over. There might already be a 4001 or 4002 in there. So I've learned what I do is I just add a little B behind that to indicate B camera. And then I copy it over to the folder, and there shouldn't be any conflict with the file name. And that way I know I've got all the footage from all three cards. All right, now I've copied all three cards into my folder, which I've created entitled with the year, month, day, and town that I'm in. So now I want to copy this entire folder into my external hard drive as a backup, but that's where I'm going to edit from. That folder is done copying into my external hard drive / backup, and that's where I'm going to edit from in DaVinci Resolve. So I've already got a new project opened up. I titled it the day, today's Tuesday, and I'm going to import the media from the external hard drive. These are folders that I've created. So by putting them year first, then the month, then the day or the date, and then the town as a little note, they all stay in order that way. And there's Cartersville, today's folder, right there in line next. Here we go. Change project frame rate. Yes, I go ahead and change it. There they all are. Select them all and drag them over into the timeline. The drone shows up with no audio tracks, of course. And if it did have a mic, it would just be propeller noise. The cameras have audio tracks, so you can pretty much see just from the sound file where the train is. And so, scrubbing along, this would be B camera because it's facing away or where the train was headed. This would be A camera where the train's coming from. So I'm going to take A and put it above B. So I've got A above B there, A camera above B camera. I'm looking for, there is the horn waves. That's what I call them. Now I'm getting that one lined up. What I'm doing here is lining up A camera with B camera. I'm not to the drone quite yet. Okay, now there's the first horn. See, they're out of sync. So I want to get them as close as possible. Zoom in a little more, slide it right over, zoom in a little more, select the B camera and see if that, no, go back to A. So There we go. I'm gonna live with that. Now, the second train, while I'm at it, that's B camera. This is A camera. Bring A up over B. Now this is just dead air. So I'm gonna delete that one, and I'm gonna delete this one because there's nothing in it. Now there's my two trains and all my drone footage. This is the drone footage from the first train in Cartersville. I want to drag it up and over to here. I'm not going to line it up quite yet. Then now over in Acworth, scrubbing, there's the train. Now I know that file has it, so I drag that right over there and I get rid of these two. Now, this is all the footage that's useful. And so the second train from Acworth, here are all three cameras. Here's A camera with the video file up top and the audio file down below. Here's B camera. I'm gonna sync them up. And there's no horn in Acworth. No horn zone. So I'm going to use the bells on the crossing gates. I know you can't see them, the waveform probably, but they are there. And there we go. So A and B cameras are now in sync, and now I'm going to bring the drone footage over and find the beep. Reset the recording. The drone is already in the air. So there's the beep. Gonna zoom out, bring that drone footage right up to that cursor. And now the drone is live. The drone is already in the air. I'm going to scrub through closer to the train. Now I'm already in sync. I'm going to trim this much off. Select it all after I made a cut and delete. And in this case, I've got the drone up way ahead of time because I saw the signal. That's how I know there's a train coming. I turned around and got in position over where I wanted to catch this one. And now the drone I've got up in the air, keeping an eye out. Okay, I just see the train around the edge of the trees in the distance. And that's where I'm going to start the video. So I make another cut and select everything previous and delete. That's where I'm going to start the video. So I do a little fade and bring these back. Now you can hear the bell already. The bell is going to start immediately almost. So in that case, I might go ahead and start with that angle. Yes, I will. And then cut to the drone, which is in sync. Now the drone is some distance from the bells. So I'm gonna make a sound edit. So I made the front cut right there. So right there is where I'm gonna make the second cut. Maybe a touch longer. Right about there. And so I'll go down to the sound and make a cut in the same location, and then just lower the sound slightly. The sound level, so that it's a little trick because the drone is so far from the bells. When the drone shot is up, the sound needs to be lowered slightly, I think. And so I do that. And it's still too loud, so I go down a little more. That's acceptable. So we go from now we're A camera. And B camera. Make a cut in A, slide A back, and there's B. And then back to the drone. Okay, so there you go. That's my technique to do train videos. And then I continue on editing from there. Add a title, add an end, cross-check it, double-check it. 2 cameras on the ground, drone up in the air. Once in a while, I'll add a third camera, like my phone, if I know things like if the train's gonna be slow and I can catch the graffiti on profile or something. But if you got any questions or comments, please put them down below and click like. Thank you for watching, and thank you new subscribers. Good day.